Okay, hello everybody. I'm John. Most of you know me, some of you, all of you know me. It's cool. Kind of. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about AppFog today, which is essentially a platform for deploying your web applications. As it kind of says here, if you know what platform as a service is, well, that's the PaaS. So what is AppFog? It's...
Oh, did I turn it off? Sorry. Turn it off.
You suck.
No, it is. God. I need to be bitter about it. Alright, so it's kind of like Roku, but for everything. Like it says up there, if you know what Roku is. If not, that's okay. We'll get there.
Isn't it a puzzle?
No, it's not that puzzle. It's a service. So you can use AppFog to host an application written in any of these frameworks and languages and such like that. And yes, it looks like more than...
It's the box, so come back on.
It looks like more than it is when it comes up, I swear. Seeing there's multiple nodes and multiple Javas, but it is nice to know that it supports all of these frameworks and more. Push your basic PHP up to cutting edge Node. It stays up to date. It's very helpful for that. One thing that offers unique over a lot of other services is that it lets you choose what infrastructure you're hosting on. These are all of your options that you have here, and this is important if you're trying to actually run a service that needs to stay up 100% of the time. You can have redundancies across multiple locations. For example, you wouldn't want everything hosted in US East, because when a storm comes through and you lose power or something terrible happens, suddenly you're down, and you shouldn't be doing that. So this allows you to separate your eggs into different baskets. It gives you one control panel for every application that you have to essentially control all the server-side things that don't have to do with your program specifically. This includes services, allocation of resources, and general monitoring. This is sort of the main control panel, mission control as they call it here. The free tier gives you 2 gigs of memory quota and 2 gigs of disk quota for hosting your application. You can host as many applications as you want on that quota, which is really kind of cool. You can fire up multiple instances of it to help with parallelization and ensure that if one goes down, the other one's still up, and everyone is happy. There's a lot in the free tier, which is kind of why I'm so excited about this, and we'll get into more about what you get in it. You can add services. You can add all these databases that AppFog will host for you, MongoDB, Postgres, and MySQL. If that doesn't float your boat, if you want something a bit more complex, there is even more you can do. They have a full library of add-ons that are typically just other web services that can be integrated very easily. They do a bit of the work in the middle to make sure that you can plug into other services. There's one that I use called MongoHQ, which gives you a full web interface for interacting with your database. It's kind of like PHPMyAdmin, and they do the hosting for you as well, and they have an add-on for that. There's lots of things in there. It's a huge library, incredibly helpful. But then, of course, at the end of the day, it comes down to how usable is it. Because really, you're trying to build an application, host it with someone else, and if it's not easy, it's not that helpful. So they've gone through a lot of work to make sure that it's incredibly easy to get your application up and running and to monitor it and keep it running. So to upload your application and to post it there and get it all up and running, you have to install one Ruby gem, which is in the Ruby gem system, nice and easy. Run a gem install, and you have it. You can just run one line of code to one bash command to upload your program and to update it, to create it. It's the same thing, which is AF update. As you can guess, AF stands for AppFog. It's clever, I know. But this is, again, kind of restrictive. All you really do is upload. That isn't that helpful, especially for those of us who don't like having to load a website to solve all of our problems. But that's okay. There's lots more you can do with it. You can see all the stats, basically everything you can do to manage it on the website, and more you can do through this command line tool. Such things as AF logs and AF crashes are incredibly helpful. I can get on there and say, oh, hey, when was the last time my app crashed? What was the stack trace for it? And I can also just output to general logs. There's a huge set of documentation for this. I can't put it all up here because you'd get bored as I went through it. I would get excited. Maybe 1 or 2 of you would get excited, but it would get boring for most of you. Rest assured, it's very easy. The documentation is very straightforward, and there's a great amount of support. I've gone back and forth. I've exchanged maybe 5 emails in a day with them one time when I had a problem, and they would fix the problem within another day, so it was fantastic. So where to begin? This is a cute picture. I liked it, so I put it at the end of my slideshow. You should go to appfog.com. There's like 3 sign-up buttons on the page. They're all bright green. I hope you can find it. I thought a screenshot might help, but then I realized if you can't find the sign-up button, you probably shouldn't be using it. So that's the URL. And I figured I would allocate a lot of my time to questions because that's probably where a lot of this presentation will be helpful. Any questions? You, sir.
Are any of the sign-up buttons points to ads and fake sign-ups?
No.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like when you try to watch a video online that is, yeah, anyway, yes.
What if you're red-green colorblind? You can't see the green button.
It says sign up.
You can't read.
Get out. Get out.
Then you shouldn't be using it if you can.
Any substantive questions? Yes.
So, is this for, like, can you run this on Linux, Windows, Mac, or?
Anything that runs Ruby, so yes.
Oh, sweet.
That's why I use the Ruby gem for deploying it. Yes.
I only count 2 sign-up buttons.
Anybody else? You there.
Do they offer tools for deployment like Heroku does?
Deployment in what sense?
Like, I can push to a Git repository and then my app is updated.
I believe they do. I haven't fiddled around with it too much. I've been using the AF update for the most part because I'm boring. And I'm not a firm believer in continuous integration.
Oh, that's for deploying.
Well, this continually deploying is the same thing.
Wait, is AF update for deploying?
Yeah, AF update deploys.
Oh, I didn't understand that. Okay,
sorry.
Thanks.
Maybe I didn't make that clear. Yes.
So, how does the free version compare with the actual paid version?
Okay, the paid version really just scales your resources. So if you want more resources, that's basically if it's actually running in an enterprise environment. If you have heavy load, then you're going to need that. But 2 gigs of RAM, 2 gigs of disk space for any basic application that you're running is going to be fine. Like, I haven't run any problems with it. I kind of stress tested it a little bit once to see what would happen. Nothing bad happened. I mean, 2 gigs is more than you're getting in a lot of other places, so that was kind of a big draw for me. Unlike, say, AWS, where AWS is great, it's much more flexible. You can, you actually have, you can SSH in and do all this other stuff to it. But 1, this lets you not have to worry about that, and 2, you're getting more resources for free. Yes.
Are there tutorials online or in the site? Or
yes, AppFog has a great documentation section. On the top of the page, there's like a docs link. You can press it, and it says, like, getting started. Or then if you have specific questions, they have a great set of documentation for it. Yes?
Do you personally prefer AppFog over Heroku for projects that could be done on Heroku?
I do, because I get more out of AppFog for free. And their control panel is incredibly nice, especially for tying in the add-on services. That's just something that Heroku doesn't do as well.
Right.
And that's kind of why I'm more of a fan of it. And it's based on Cloud Foundry, which is open source, so that also, goodwill. Awesome. All right. Thank you. If anyone wants to watch